Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm getting ready to do a first half of November general reading for the Leo Collective. I have already laid out the horoscope spread, and I'm going to get started with the bottom of the deck, of the Egyptian deck. Leo, the Six of Pentacles is indicating your focus on just resource distribution. Here you are very aware of how and what you are giving out and what you are receiving. Being the charitable sun sign, you are, this card gives me an indication of charity or philanthropy or some ability you have to regulate how others are receiving resources, charity, how they're being distributed. This can be your work as a service provider. It can also be your role in a relationship. This relationship indicates that you may have been the giver, the caregiver in a relationship in the past, but now you are making space and are consciously aware of your time to receive, to be given to. So, rather than put this down, we'll do this. And the first house is the Nine of Pentacles, Leo. The Nine of Pentacles is showing you in a very comfortable and safe position. You are in your own garden. You are in a protected and secure enclave. You have established abundance for yourself and on your own behalf. And you feel surrounded by the abundance that allows you to be generous. You have created an environment that generates prosperity. And within your own garden, you feel moved to be generous. The second house is a Six of Pentacles. Again, a repeat of your overall energy card. So the Six of Pentacles again is showing that your resources have perhaps been historically shared with others, so that you have taken responsibility as a giver, as a provider. And you are now very aware that unless the flow of resources actually serves you, then you need to make space to be receiving. You need to understand and realize that only true equality in your relationships is based on equal giving and receiving. So this is looking to me like relationships on new terms, on a more equitable terms, in a way in which you are receiving as much as you give. The third house is the way that you're processing information, the way that you are being inspired, and the way that you are creating this spiritual foundation for yourself. This indicates a domestic setting, an environment in which you are safe and secure. Again, it's kind of an interesting augment to the Nine of Pentacles. So both of these cards are showing me this very generous and abundant home life in such a way that establishes a foundation for you and the people that you care about. This is a spiritual foundation that leads you to understand and recognize abundance in all of its forms, not simply its material aspect. But this indicates a strong and steady foundation from which you are getting ready to move. The Chariot card in the fourth house, your domestic space, your foundation, your past even. The Chariot card is indicating that you are actually in a position to accept divine guidance. And that willing, not only this laser focus that you are capable of at this point, that arises out of this sense of security and of personal abundance, is allowing you to focus in such a way that you are able to open up and accept the guidance of others. The universe is helping to steer you forward in a powerful new direction. And you're moving rapidly towards building something. The fifth house is where you create, where you produce and build with your peers. The Revolution card and the Intuitive Night Goddess Tarot is the same as the Tower in more traditional decks. So revolution for me indicates a greater agency in the enlightenment that the universe is providing at this time. I see an inspiration, a course correction that has inspired you to realign what you're building, particularly with others, what you may be leading it towards the way that you're building this new product, creation, project, effort, this new work. But you are actually personifying this new information in such a way that you are trusting, able to trust, based on the solid foundation, your openness to divine guidance. You are able to trust that this new information that you can perceive, that you understand, that you have grasped, is able to helping you to translate this and implement this towards the creation, the building of this project. The Queen of Swords in your sixth house shows you taking care of your body, establishing your routines, establishing a whole new set of routines based on a new way of thinking, a new way of objectifying the structures, the plans, and the foundation towards this new set, breaking down these new set of strategies that you will be able to apply. The Queen of Swords understands the truth, is in pursuit of the truth, and it may appear to be cold and unfeeling, but it is actually focused on the necessary steps, the necessary ideas, the frame in which to be able to implement these new ideas, this new enlightenment that you have received, and are in fact able to implement and distribute throughout this organization of collaborators. The seventh house is the King of Wands. The King of Wands jibes beautifully with your innate energies, Leo. This is you moving towards a new direction. Everything here is building towards your leadership in some new capacity, pursuing this new idea that you are grasping, you're absorbing, you're helping others to understand the way in which you can improve and maximize on the potential of something that you're working towards. You're dedicated, you're passionate, and you are going to get this done. The eighth house is where we share resources with others, and this is interesting. The Moon card indicates your ability to find deep connection with all things unseen. The Moon lights our path, but the path is distorted. The objects and things on that path are distorted in the light of the Moon. It's reflected light. It's reflected of the sun. So it's like a mirror. can distort the objects we see, and some of that connection you are able now to grasp and gain. Pull that into your understanding of the strategies and new ideas that are being brought to you. This shows that you're actually not working out in front, but could possibly be working either in front and with somebody who works behind the scenes. So I see you out in front and your partnership with others who are able to work at your direction, but you're able to extract the resources that they have through their connection, through your ability to connect with them. And this is some hidden information, and it really jibes with the Revolution card in many ways. As the Tower is enlightening. Lightning strikes most visibly at night. And so it is in this environment in which things can be distorted or appear explosively or radiantly in a way that the Queen of Swords is able to understand and anchor, frame the way you're moving forward. The ninth house is your spiritual and cultural, philosophical values that you're experiencing right now. And it looks like you're experiencing an incredibly chaotic, as is consistent with how the Revolution card can appear, set of ideas. Actually people that you're working with, but it is their ideas that are clashing. We have an almost competitive body of ideas and conversations that are swirling around us and are actually contributing to this entire group with which you are a part to understand, strategize, and implement this new information. But it is this sort of chaotic brew of ideas that you are managing at this time. And you're managing it through your spiritual values that you have been able to recognize that has established your spiritual foundation. So these ideas are all screened through this in a way that helps you to sort them out and to recognize where the divine intervention is occurring, where enlightenment, where new ideas and new information are actually supporting your efforts, and those ideas that are that are being weeded out. And this is the process of that. Entertaining, debating, arguing, assessing, evaluating the best steps forward. The 10th house is where you are seen by others, the role you take in your community. And the 4 of Wands is a repeat. So this is the second repeat. We had the 6 of Pentacles, the 4 of Wands, 2 beautiful cards indicating a certain level of divine inspiration, gifts from the universe, and also this spiritual foundation, this abundance, this wish fulfillment. This is often seen as the 1111 card. So here you are connected, deeply connected with information, with resources, with creatures and bodies of source that are clear and which you are open enough to receive and to be able to work with and direct, to focus them clearly in the direction that you are moving. This beautiful confirmation of the establishment again of a spiritual foundation for an entire community, an entire society on whose behalf you're working. The 11th house is where you are connected up with those tribes of others, visible or invisible communities. The Three of Wands shows you having stretched, having set up a new area of growth, stretching out, growing, trying risky things, and testing the waters, waiting for the results of this new way of working, the new efforts that you are employing. So the Three of Wands has you waiting, but while you're waiting, you are testing. You are trying new things. You're stretching out in a brand new and less familiar direction. And the 12th house is the Four of Cups. So that's 3 fours, actually 2 different fours, but 3 4 cards which are foundational. The Four of Cups in your 12th house shows you to be looking for that piece, the missing piece. There's something personally that you are missing. You've built and established this emotional growth, this emotional ability to extract the lessons from your experiences, to find satisfaction in the work that you've done, to celebrate that emotional satisfaction and fulfillment you're experiencing. But there's a certain amount of boredom, maybe, a certain sense of stasis that you are experiencing now, and yet what you need, the inspiration, is close at hand. There's something that you may be taking for granted. It's something that you have in your environment. It may be experience that you're currently involved in, but you have what you need at your disposal. You need to recognize and experience some gratitude for where you're at and recognition of the progress that you're making. So Leo, I'm going to finish this off with an oracle card, with a crystal oracle. What does Leo need to know for the first part of November? What does Leo need to know? This is an Amazonite. I'm wearing Amazonite on my wrist. The key word is life purpose. I'm fully aligned to and living my life purpose. I'm going to leave it there, Leo. Again, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot. If you've enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, please like. You may also comment, share, and of course subscribe. But liking this video helps me understand that you appreciate what I'm sharing with you and allows me to do more of it. So thank you, and until next time, Leo, Namaste.